Hey friends, I realized after I did my group video a couple weeks ago that I need to use this more as a place to educate and inform about health and wellness and just different things about our bodies, because that's what I geek out on, and that's kind of my mission and purpose in life, is to help us connect to this vessel that we live in so that we learn more about this as well as who we are inside. So I just use things like tools like yoga and groove and just dance and movement and all those things to help us go from the outside in. Nutrition, emotions, all that stuff to help us understand it. So today I wanted to talk about body alignment and what that is. Translation, it is our posture. So let's talk about what that should look like, or how we can tell if we need to work on some things within our bodies to help us have that body alignment. What we're going to look at first is our spinal alignment, or our spinal posture. So from the side, we should have an S curve. If you think about it, there's this plumb line that runs from our heels. You can't see my heels. It should run from my heels, like about right here, just kind of an imaginary line that runs all the way up through the top of my head. And that's what we look at as professionals of the body, who work with body alignment. So things like chiropractors, personal trainers, yogis, physical therapists, all these people, that's what we look at. We're doing a spinal assessment. So we're looking at misalignments, because that's going to tell us what muscles are strong and which ones are weak. So if you look from the side, this is where we start, side view. There should be a little bit of an S curve at the neck. So if you can see this, your neck should come forward a little bit, your shoulders should go back a little bit, and then your low back should curve forward a little bit. So we kind of have this like little shape like this. I did that backwards based on how I'm standing, but that's okay. Few things. So there are some misalignments here that we're going to look at. The first one is the pelvis. We're going to look at that low back. And a lot of us kind of do this thing. We have more of an arc, a bigger arc in that low back than we want. That's called lordosis. And what that indicates is that our low back is really tight, while our hip flexors maybe are overstretched. Our hamstrings tend to be tight when we're in this position, and our abdominals tend to be weak. So how do you check that? We're going to check the pelvis. We're going to check where that pelvis sits. So you're going to hold, or you're going to grab the front and back of that hip bone, and you want that to actually line straight up and down. So the top of that femur, the top of that pelvis should go straight up and down. Now this is where my pelvis should tilt. I tend to do a little bit of lordosis. This feels comfortable to me. That's not correct though. It should be here. The next one that we look at is the shoulders. So this is kyphosis. So when we overly round, and that can happen from a lot of things. So being on computers, driving, all these things that we do throughout the day are in front of us. And that adds to this roundedness of the spine or the upper back. A lot of weightlifters, so guys who hit the weight room, especially guys for some reason, will work those pecs and not as much of the back, so they start to do this, start to have that roundedness. And so what that means is that our pecs are tight, our mid and upper back is weak, and also the core can also be weak in there too. So we want to straighten that out. We want to strengthen the mid back, we want to focus on the scapula, and we want to stretch out the pecs in order to correct that. The neck, that's the next one. So we're going forward through that neck. And that comes from computer work, this stuff, texting, being on our phones, all this stuff, pulls that neck forward. So we want to think about ears on top of the shoulders. So in general, we want to realign. So the hips are underneath, the shoulders are back and down, the heart is lifted, and the ears are on top of the shoulders. That's proper alignment from the front. Yeah? So that's one thing that we're looking at. Now notice what happens. Here's a little trivia for you. Notice what happens when we are in that misalignment from the front. And this is the trick that they use in magazines for those before and after photos, for all those diet crap stuff. So people will, slouch. And this is called the pose of sadness, actually. So our body expression can express our mood. And we'll depress, we'll get sad, and they put us in the worst light possible. Isn't that awesome? The photographers put people in the worst light possible, and tell them to be as sad as possible. So this is what happens. Look at what happens. Then, for that after photo, they'll go take them, give them a spray tan, maybe a haircut, shave, make them look good. They'll even put some makeup to accentuate certain muscles. Awesome. And then they'll tell them, be happy, be joyful, be as happy as possible, and then they kind of add a little sass in that pose, and see what happens. See how that changes? Except I'm looking down at the camera. So that's what happens. Total change in presence and posture, and then that makes you look maybe a little bit slimmer. So a few things. If you're having issues, think about engaging the abdominals right here. This is what's going to tuck that pelvis underneath, add some length through the spine, and then lengthen up through the top of the head. That will correct that. So that's one area that we look at. Then we need to look at misalignments elsewhere, because that's going to tell us what muscles are weak on the right and left sides, or how to correct that way. So if you start at your feet, which you can't really see mine here, we usually look at the back, and we're looking horizontally. So if you look at the feet, like you can check your shoes, and you'll see how you stand. That's not a very good picture. So you'll see how you stand, and you can see my left foot pronates a little bit more. I can't get this right in the camera. My left foot pronates a little bit more than the right. And that happened, hi Letty, hi Joanne. That has corrected over time, because I've become more aware of how to stand. And what you do is you connect your full foot, big toe, pinky toe, and heel, lift up into the arch, and then you learn to walk, rolling through the foot, connecting big toe, pinky toe, and heel, or heel, big heel, toe, toe, and lifting up in the arch, so that you correct that. I think that balancing in yoga and dance and all that stuff has also helped correct my ankle stability, and my foot stability. So we look there, we look at the ankles, we look at how the foot turns in or out, because if it's turning in rather than sitting flat, that can eventually put some pressure on the knee. And over time, those joints will wear down. That's why it's really important to catch that stuff early before we have to have rehabilitation. The next thing we'll look at is the knees. So we want them to be horizontal and parallel as well. And that might be different for people. So what you have to look at is measurement. So is it because the femur or the tib fib is longer on one leg than the other? Or that can play into that. So there's some other things that we want to look at with that. That might not be an indicator of a misalignment, but it might be. Then we look at the hips and make sure that they're level, because if one is cocked up, that's going to mess up with the spine, that's going to mess the knees up, that's going to wear and tear on the knees, and maybe even ankles. So that's the next thing we look at. Shoulders. Are they even? So same thing. If one shoulder is higher, that's an indication of scoliosis. That's an indication of a spinal misalignment in the side. That can be from the hips as well. So that's when the spine goes like this, from the front, not from the side, from the front, where there's a curve in the spine. Because we want that spine to be straight up and down. That's alignment. And then we look at the ears. Because if the head is cocked, we need to do some neck exercises and probably have an adjustment. All right, so that's how we're looking at that. Now we're going to look at how someone walks. So that's going to tell us some different things. It's going to tell us if the IT band is tight. It's going to tell us if the inner thighs are tight. Because if we move kind of with a knee knock instead of going straight, that's an indicator of something. If the knees splay out as we go in, those subtle little movements indicate tightnesses and weaknesses, and we want to balance that out. The last thing we're going to look at is rotation. Is there a rotation in the pelvis or in the shoulders or both? So a lot of things can create that. And I can tell you right now, my right hip is going forward. So I know I need an adjustment. I also know I need to engage my obliques on the right side a little bit. We all have a dominant side, and that dominant side tends to be stronger than the other. We also do repetitive things. So if you've got a job that has you doing things that are repetitive, that's going to impact the right and left sides of your body. If you're a golfer or an athlete of any kind, that's going to impact the right and left sides as well. So like if you golf, the obliques are constantly kicking in. So the obliques on this side are going to be stronger, and the rotators on the back are going to be stronger. So you need to compensate by just practicing that swing going the other way. Same with baseball or softball. You're going to do that same motion, boom, through the hips and those obliques. We're rotating to that same side all the time, but we need to practice switching it. That way we don't create misalignments and injuries in our bodies as we're performing. Football, any throwers, anything like that, same thing. You got to pay attention to those shoulders, and you got to pay attention to how that rotation is coming through, because you're going on the same side over and over and over. So those repetitive processes create strength on one side and compromise on the other side over time. Remember, all of this is over time, not just instant. So there are things that we can do to correct that. All that being said, you're going to be so excited about this. All that being said, one of the things that I am a ninja at, and I kid you not, is observing how people move and being able to, I'm going to creep people out by saying this, because this happens in yoga, it's in any class I teach, it's when people are walking down the street or just seeing people. It's not all the time, so it's not like I'm creeping out, but it's like your skin falls off, and I can see your musculoskeletal body. I can see what's happening in your muscles, I can see how your skeleton is moving as a result, I can see where those misalignments are, and I can summarize exactly what you need to do to correct it. It's my superpower, I cannot deny it. So, that being said, one of the things I can do is called prehab. And that means that we want to try to correct those misalignments before it turns into an injury, and then you have to go to physical therapy or go to a doctor or go to those other things. And we can do that online. We don't have to do that in person anymore. That's the cool thing. I can do it through Zoom. So, what that entails is I'll send you paperwork because I need to get a health assessment. Because I'm not just going to look at the physical what's happening, I'm also going to look at what's going on in your life and what's going on emotionally, because those emotions also impact what's happening. Low back pain, most Americans miss work from low back pain than anything else. And one of those contributors is actually financial. It's a stability thing. And I as a mind-body expert, as someone who understands the psychosomatic aspect of the body, the brain-body, how that speaks to each other, I'm really in tune with that emotional part and how that contributes to misalignments. Stress, 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 as my friend Dawn says, stress comes from physical, so something like trauma, overuse injuries, that kind of thing. Stress comes from emotional things, and stress comes from toxins. I'm pretty good at that kind of thing. But back to the alignment stuff. So prehab, we want to catch it before it turns into something worse. So I'll send you paperwork so that I get a full kind of description of what's going on. Then our first session will meet on Zoom. It's a 1-hour session. I'm going to dig deeper into that, ask you more questions. I'm going to summarize. I'm going to take a look at your body alignment and how you move so that I have a clear understanding of what you need for your body. Then I will create the workout plan for you, the exercises that you need to do. It'll be a combination of yoga, Pilates, and just whatever other exercises I see that you might need. 15 to 30 minutes is all it's going to be. It's not going to be a long workout because I want you to be able to do it on a daily basis, or at least 3 to 5 times a week, and I want you to be successful at it. And then you've got my support. So the second time we meet on Zoom, I'm teaching you the exercises and I'm giving you that video. So that's what you'll get. You'll get 3 sessions, really, because you're getting that video. 2 live sessions with me and a video, and then continual email, text, Facebook support, and follow-up if I need to hop on and do a live video with you to re-describe how to do that exercise or to show you how to progress. We'll do that. And that's what that entails. So you have a month of support, and then we need to reassess if we need to increase or improve. So my pricing on that is $185 for those 3 sessions and that support. If you're interested in that, let me know, and we'll get to going. If you're not interested in that right now, no worries, not a big deal. Just want you to know what's out there and want to inform you on your body and what's going on. So have a great day, and we'll talk soon.